Hey guys, how's it going? It is Carter here, and today we are looking at Project RACS. This is probably one of the best faction mods in all of Arma 3. It has so much equipment, vehicles, uh, planes, infantry in it, and I just figured I'd give you a nice showcase of what I have been playing a lot of lately in Arma 3. So, yeah, right now we're in the editor. I just figured I'd give you a quick overview of everything, and then we can go down into the ground view and check some stuff out up close. Um, the fun thing about Project Rax is that it's independent faction, so it actually you can do some pretty fun stuff with still using like U.S. forces and making kind of a coalition force. So that's always pretty fun. But then there is also a second mod. Is it actually a two-part mod? There is the SLA, the Serrani Liberation Army, which we will check out in a future video. But yeah, today is all about the Royal Army Corps of Serrani. So yeah, here's the gist of their air force. Um, this is a Navy plane, and the rest of these are Air Force planes. This is the only difference really between the Air Force and Navy is this one plane here. So you get the standard C-130. It's modeled pretty well. Then you have the Mirages. So the interesting thing about RACS is they run off of both Russian and U.S. or NATO, I guess, vehicles. So it's pretty cool, pretty interesting combination of equipment here. Then you have the Hawkeye, and then we have the Mohawk over here, nice little attack craft, and then we have the Skyhawk, and then the P3C Orion, which is I have not actually flown this yet. It is such a badass looking plane. I can't wait to use this. I would just place it down and just kind of forget to to actually use it. And then the other three aircraft are all F-16 variants. As you can see, bomber, and then just other whatnots. One UN vehicle, which is a medevac helicopter, and then one UN troop as well. That is the only variant of the UN troop for RACS. And then the helicopters, we have the Puma, more of the attack setup Puma. We have a nice little bird here. There's a couple different variations of the little bird, and then more of the standard unarmed troop transport Puma. And there's actually a medevac version as well with two cots in the back. So there's that for aircraft. That's about it. Like I said, there's a few other little variants here and there. The Marines have their own camo variants of like helicopters and stuff. The Navy has their own camo variants, but other than that, they're basically the same aircraft. So I didn't place all of them down. Next, we'll look at the artillery with a Paladin, MLRS, the basically just the wheeled version of this. It's pretty much the same vehicle. And then a 155, 105, 155, 105, 203. Look at that barrel. That thing's insane. And then a 155. And then here's what their artillery core looks like. Running the Choco chip. Pretty badass, in my opinion. I love chocolate chip. And then we can look at the tanks. So you have basically just a recovery vehicle, Hercules, Pantera, Scimitar. Actually, I accidentally placed two of the same thing down. We will just grab the Scorpion. Scimitar and Scorpion are very similar, just different armament on them. Then basically a reskinned Abrams, the Serrani Lion, and the Patton. So pretty basic tank core, nothing special there. These are both what are these? These are recon vehicles, is what these are. So the VECs are, yeah, just recon vehicles. Nice, light, somewhat quiet, fast vehicles. One of them has a much larger gun than the other. That's a pretty standard setup of most of how this whole mod is set up. I just stroked out there. These are all APCs, the BMR, and tons of different variants. You got the ambulance variant, the HQ variant, tow missiles and whatnots, and then You just have the standard, pretty typical NATO armor here. And then these are actually IFVs, so infantry fighting vehicles. And they are basically the same thing, couple different changes on it. And then we got just tons of Humvees. These are all basically duplicates, except you'll see one of them's the standard, and then one of them is the Marine variant for fjording and stuff. You got some, like, basically special ops Humvees with different gun setups. I don't know if these are actually for special ops, but that's basically what we've always used them as. I'm sure somebody in the comments can correct me below, but yeah, those are more of a spec ops setup in my opinion. And what, like I said, we've always used it for that. And then your standard armored, like up armored, and then just standard old light Humvees. These are all supply vehicles. Different things: repair, salvage, ambulance. The ambulance actually has a couple cots in the back, 3 cots, and some room for some medics. There's like ammo. Then we have the M548s. These are pretty sweet. I like these. These things are just goofy looking. They're fun to drive. The fuel. I believe there is a. Where is it? Oh, right here. There is the ammo, and then there is the artillery tender. So this one actually has like artillery shells in the back. So it's, even if you're not actually using it for anything really other than just a stationary object, it just adds to the environment a little bit because it actually has artillery shells in the back as opposed to just having the standard, you know, ammo crates in the back. Then you have a big old fuel tender on the Hemet, and then we have AA, whole bunch of it. The kind of standard, just what you see previously in a lot of mods. And then these little missile type carriers. These things are sweet as well. They're very fun to use. And that's about it. We can take a look at what the actual infantry looks like now. So there's a ton of different infantry divisions in the RACS army. They all kind of have different camos, different weaponry. It's actually really cool. So yeah, all these are different divisions. So none of these are part of the same division. So first you have the 1st Infantry. These are just literally standard ground units. Pretty basic. I did most of these as just what their base infantry guys look like. This one, for some reason, I did an RTO, but this is their paratrooper division. As you can see, it's woodland camo, kind of a little bit of like almost like a DPM type of look. Next, they're Mountaineers. Mountaineers are a little bit lighter. They don't have helmets or anything like that. Bigger backpacks. Next is their armored division, the 4th Armor. Once again, pretty similar to the 1st Infantry division. Next, you have the Royal Guard. I do love the kind of grayish chocolate chip. That, to me, that's a pretty badass camo. Next are the Commandos. Kind of meh. I don't necessarily love the camo, but as you can see, this is like really the first one that uses basically the AR platform as opposed to... Oh, no, it's not AR. Okay. And then the Fusiliers. Also a sweet variant of chocolate chip. The kind of with the green accents in it. Love it, love it, love it. Royal Marines, kind of a little, almost like M81. I know this camo. I can't think of where it's from. It's definitely not American. Then we have the Navy. This is like the sailors. They have a few different variants of that. As you can see, a lot of custom assets like custom hats. Well, obviously all the uniforms are custom. There was something else I saw that was definitely a custom, like, yeah. So basically, all the helmets and stuff. You got like the hats that have the faction name on it. Then you have CSAR, one of their kind of special forces divisions. They run Tiger Stripe, pretty sweet. These guys are really fun to use. And as you can see, all their patches actually represent their divisions, so that's pretty sweet. Next is their ground crew. This is just your standard handling officer. Every unit in the ground crew wears a different color helmet and whatnot. It's pretty fun. Next is SIS. This is kind of like their security forces, basically. Custom hat again. These are the guys that kind of drive the armored black SUVs around, which I didn't even lay one of those out. But yeah, they have armored black SUVs. Next is the National Guard, running chocolate chip again, but as you can see, no plate carrier, just basic. These are supposed to be kind of a National Guard, just QRF type of thing for national defense. Next is the policeman, the National Police. This is the armored variant. You can get the one without the armor on, so he's just wearing the button-up or the polo. And I believe he only carries a pistol. And then here is their recon division. Kind of like the camo. It looks pretty sweet. Very interesting that their recon teams run woodland camo, especially since Serrani is like supposed to be like more of a desert faction. But yeah, so very nice, diverse setup here. And then yeah, we'll just take a look at these planes quick, and then it'll be the end of the video. So you see how the modeling is very good. I believe, if I'm recalling correctly, this is all runs off. This is all kind of based on RHS, so I assume a lot of these vehicles are reskinned. But yeah, really, really cool, really fun stuff. Even if some of these things like this, I mean, I don't ever really fly it, but it makes a beautiful like airport environment prop, basically. Like I said, I've looked at this, love this thing. Uses prop as like a environment prop. Never actually have sat in it. So what's the cockpit? Pretty basic. Nothing special. And then yeah, that's about it. As you can see, I have kind of more of a commander uniform on, I believe for, I don't remember what is it? This must be the Queen's Guard, I think. Yeah, that's it. That's the that is part 1 of RACS. Like I said, next episode is the I'm drawing a blank here. Why am I drawing a blank? The SLA, the Serrani Liberation Army. So they are the enemy to the Serrani Army. So yeah, we'll take a look at what they have. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button down below. I will leave a link to this mod, both mods actually, in the comments down below. If you have not tried this yet, and especially if you're big into, just playing around in the editor, making your own scenarios and stuff, or if you're using any single player mission mods or anything, like, even if you're making multiplayer missions, that's fine too. But if you're using like any kind of like OpsCom or anything like that, where you can choose your own factions, these are fantastic choices to use to kind of change things up and change the look up a little bit. But yeah, like I said, if you guys enjoyed, hit the like button down below. What do you guys think of the RACS mod? Like I said, I think it's probably one of, if not the best faction mods in ARMA 3 right now. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't. We're really shooting for that 1,500 sub mark soon-ish, hopefully. I want to thank you guys, all the new subscribers. Actually, the last ARMA video really got quite a bit of traction. So I want to thank everyone here who's new and who is returning. But yeah, that's it for you guys. Peace out.